Welcome back to Sportsbook Review Videos. It is finally All-Star Night where the East and West will meet in a friendly but probably pretty high-scoring battle as well. And I'm here to break down the NBA odds, try to give you some winning wagers here for this All-Star weekend where the West comes in as a 5.5-point favorite in this one, total of 320 points. And we'll start it off with a play on the spread here in this one. And you have to think with the West being favored that the sportsbooks know what they're doing here in this one. And if you take a look at just their rosters and some of the problems that the East have been having in regards to injuries with Jimmy Butler, Chris Bosh dropping out, I think the West is going to be very hard to match up for the Eastern Conference for several reasons. One, the East has lost a lot of their versatility with Butler and Bosh going down. Bosh could have played the 5 at times. Butler, of course, one of the more credible defenders that would have been able to at least lock down toward the end of the game the likes of a Kobe Bryant or a Kevin Durant. Now it looks like the West has not only the personnel advantage but the matchup advantage as well, because they'll have the ability to go big with LaMarcus Aldridge, DeMarcus Cousins, really pound the East down low, or go small. Draymond Green could potentially play the 5 with Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, Stephen Curry. That is a deadly closing lineup here, and I think that's probably where the West is going to go in this one. And while it will be tough, obviously, for either team to distinguish themselves in the first half, which we'll get into in just a second, I think the West has the ability to lock down defensively a little bit towards the second half once the game gets a little bit more contentious. And I think with the personnel they have, the youth that they have especially as well, I think is going to end up doing them well here in this one. The West has won 4 of the last 5 All-Star games, and they've won 10 of the last 16 straight up as well. I think they head into this one with a victory and a cover at -5.5. Next up, the total at 320 points is a bit tricky, and it's higher than most totals have been over the last few years, but the final game totals have been a lot higher as of recently, well above 300 points. Actually would have cashed the under in both of the most recent ones. However, I think a better wager could be the over on the first half here at 164.5 from Bet365. The second half comes into play. A lot of unknown. Defense could pick up just a little bit. Team guys getting a little more competitive trying to win the game, but the first half is going to be anything but a defensive style of game. It's going to be very high scoring. Last year, the first half score ended at 83-82, which would have just barely cashed the over in this one. I'm seeing a first half where both teams get well into the 80-point mark, maybe even the 90s potentially. If the West is having their way with the Eastern Conference in the first half, I think I could easily see the over on the first half go be a pretty good wager for you here at 164.5. Even buying the half point might not be a bad idea, considering last year it was really close to that number. I think it's going to be once again over here, a pretty good wager on the first half. But that'll do it for this All-Star game. Make sure you check out some of our NBA mid-season updates and previews here for the second half coming out later this week at Sportsbook Review. But until then, for Sportsbook Review, I'm Jordan Sharp.